Good morning and welcome to another episode of Building Uncle Dorkel. I put an old work jacket on him, just stuck it on here over his massive shoulders, put the arms through. Now the arms are short and I knew that. The arms come down to right about here on the sleeve, so I'll have to cut the sleeves, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be using this or what. I'm going to put some kind of a t-shirt on him, an old t-shirt, which is going to contain the padding. And of course on the back will have to be cut so I can get my hand in there. I could probably reach underneath the jacket, but the shirt will have to, that goes under this, will have to be cut. He's starting to look almost human now. But anyways, we got quite a bit of work to do before we're ready for this. I just wanted to try this out, see how he looked. What I'm doing is putting some white lithium grease in here. Now this, when it swings, because there's no real good surface here other than the painted top of the cardboard. After that, then I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and go from here to here, tape it, and cover it up a little bit. This is the front, so that I can get a good contour for the shirt and whatever else I'm going to put on this. So I'm going to continue greasing this. I gotta do the back in here yet. So we're going to move it and we're going to grease in here. We're just greasing the edges. We don't put too much on because we don't want it to come down through underneath. So we don't want too much, just a little bit. Okay, now his head spins around like he's... Wow, look at this guy spin his head now. There's no need to have the head. This is the back, of course. Only turn this far to the right, straight ahead, and over here. That's all. But you see, the way I got this thing with the two screws up underneath here coming down, the two bolts, is causing this to move like this, and I can't help it because that's the only real way. People have suggested using a Lazy Susan, but you got to remember a Lazy Susan has to be somehow cut out in the middle so you can get this shaft, the neck shaft, down through. That would be more trouble than it's worth, so I had thought of that. Alright, I just put a piece of this fiber. By the way, this is pressboard, but it's a little different. The ones I used here versus the ones that I used in here, but it's the same stuff, I guess, but it seems to be more like a pressed cardboard. But anyway, it's about an 1/8 inch thick or so, maybe a little less. But anyways, I just put it in here so that when we swing this, see, this doesn't swing in a perfect circle, of course. It's a combination of this being not a perfect circle and the hole in there, and of course the way I got those two bolts coming down, as I mentioned. But the head only needs to turn this far, that's it. And that is the right side, and most of the action, because I'll be sitting on this side and operating this with my right hand, so he'll turn this way. There's no need for him to turn all the way around, so it can, but there's no point in that. And besides that, if you wind it wrong, eventually you'll snap this rubber band off. But with this lithium grease in here, it's a lot better. We'll lay this down now. We're careful now not to damage his ears. As you can see in here, no lithium grease is coming through because primarily it's on the outer portion of this plate, and that's what I want. But you see, because of this arrangement I got here, this does not allow a perfect movement, because this pipe here is over this way. When you turn it the other way, the pipe is over here, so it's like one of these things. So like I say, this is not probably the best arrangement, and probably could have done this a lot differently, but it's done. Now, a jacket would fit on here as I showed you. I don't want to build this up too much, if at all. I don't really want flat shoulders either. Because if I build this up, you're not gonna see his beautiful skinny little neck. You know, we really want that to show. In here, we want to leave this open because the shirt and the collar will go here. So as it is, that's probably going to go where my fingers are, so you're going to lose all this part, which is okay. If you can get to see this part of his skinny little ass neck right here, that's good. You know, that's the effect I wanted. You know, if I had thought of this, I could have made his neck a lot longer, but that's all right. Well, looks like Dorkel is boxed in here, so to speak. You know, this is it. We'll just put some of this plastic stuff across here so it's flexible, so it won't bind if it does hit it, but it doesn't look like that's going to hit it. But, you know, and then the collar goes around here. I got this amplifier. I bought this, oh hell, 15 years ago maybe at Radio Shack. Takes 4 C batteries. I'm going to put it in here, along with a small, make me a micro cassette recorder. I've got about 4 or 5 of the things. I get at yard sales, and I bought a couple years ago. Pre-record what I have to say, and then have it come through here. And in order to control the volume, of course, I'd probably have to have it faced out towards the back. But if I put it in here and off to the corner, either that way or this way, it'll be out of the way of the stick. If it's this way, it's still out of the way of the stick. As you can see, there's plenty of room here. I can get my finger in here between here and here. And even if it moves, it doesn't move all that much. So, anyways, there's going to be times that I'm going to be using my voice on this when I'm doing the thing, operating it, but there'll also be times I may just want to have a pre-recorded sentence in there or whatever. So the next step, I guess, is to get this padding on here, and where it's needed, mostly in the front here. Right, I'm giving him some body here. I got some foam rubber. This gives him a little, not much of a belly, but a little bit. I don't want to build it up too much because then I may have a problem getting a regular shirt on. But the t-shirt will go over this, mainly to keep this stuff in place, but I may not even need that, but I do need something around here under the jacket that I showed earlier in the video. If I do use that jacket, I'm not sure yet. But anyways, I'm going to build up this. I'm not going to put any padding in here because there's going to be a problem with the jacket and the spacing in here. We don't want any binding. Actually, you don't really need any padding in here anyways when you get it on. Alright, if you look here, he's got like a little pot belly. We don't want to build anything up in here, otherwise it'll look like he's got tits, and we wouldn't want that. Anyway, yeah, that's good. What I've got is the Radio Shack amplifier. And I also got this. I bought this for $1 at a yard sale about 5 years ago. It's a linear dictating micro cassette. Now I've got about 3 or 4 of these things, not the linears. You know, I've got like a Craig and some other brands. And they work pretty good, but the fidelity isn't that great. You know, and my voice don't sound as good on this even going through this speaker here compared to my actual voice on the camcorders that I'm using right now. So this system may or may not be used. So I'm not sure yet. I'm still working on that part. Okay, I got one of my stretched out neck t-shirts. My t-shirts get stretched out in the neck quite a bit. I usually use them for work. But this one here, I had to dig through the drawers to get one that's that looks pretty neat, huh? A little gut on him here. Not too bad though. For a guy that's 112 years old, you know. So I don't know. I'd like to build something up in here, but I'm not sure. What I am going to do, though, is take another piece of this felt, a larger piece, and just lay it up in there and go around the neck so it'll be loose under here so you don't see this. The only thing is his jacket that I'm going to be putting over this is probably going to be buttoned up here so it'll be tight, but I do want to have something underneath here. Oh, in the back, I can still cut this down so I can get my hand in there. What I did not allow for, and I don't think it's any big deal, is I was going to put a speaker in the front here, but I don't have a speaker. When I had my workshop, I had all kinds of speakers, but I got rid of them all. So I have nothing here. I don't have no soldering equipment here or nothing else. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll put that little amplifier facing, the knobs are facing this way and the speaker faces out, and the sound will reflect off the wall of the shed wherever I'm going to be doing the skit, or in the house or whatever. So I can control it easier and also be able to have the sound reflect off the wall if I do use that amplifier. If I don't use that amplifier, I may use something else. And I put some foam in here, and I'm going to just put a dab of silicone in here and maybe just a little masking tape to hold it in place. That'll give a little roundness to it. Now I'm going to rely on the coat, a jacket or anything to cover this up, but I do want to put the felt in here. Before I do that, I have to get this into place here. So we're getting it. We got some sort of a shape here. That, I have a feeling that his neck is going to be hidden, and I don't want that. What I think I might do is cut down, angle these edges of the foam rubber down like this, so that his neck will be a little more pronounced, to be low. This will be a little lower in here, but I want to keep it, I want to keep some roundness on it. As you can see, we got some kind of a roundness here that we didn't have if we didn't put these in here. But basically what I did is I just scalloped off the ends of the foam rubber. This is some old foam rubber I had laying around. Alright, what I got is the felt in here. I just cut a large piece of felt and just laid it in here and glued it. And now I got to put a little weight on there and let that dry. He's got his shoulder padded up there, and the neck still shows, and that's what I want. That's what I want. That's just about the look I want. If all goes well, he may not have to have a collar buttoned up to his skinny little ass neck over here. Shaping up pretty good. As far as that sound system I got here, well, not sounding that great, but I'll be working on that. You know, right now we can only do so much in a day. Now it's getting to a point now where we're almost going to be ending the project building video series, and the finishing touches will not be on video. That way it'll have some kind of surprise for you anyways when we start doing the skits, which will be a while yet. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls everywhere, all good things must come to an end. And that goes for the building of Uncle Dorkel. Now I bet you a lot of you are probably glad that it is over. It is not completely over as far as the work that has to be done on it, but it's over as far as the videos are concerned. There's just cosmetic things now, like getting a jacket for him and stuff like that. So all the mechanical work and the show and tell and stuff like that is done. You don't really need to run any more videos on it. So we're going to conclude the building of Uncle Dorkel, and the next time you see him, he'll make his debut. And when he makes his debut, I want to have some surprise. So The next time you see him, he'll be alive and kicking. Excuse me, he will not be kicking. He has no legs. Thank you for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for the series which will be entitled My Uncle Dorkel. Thanks again, everybody, for watching this series. Take care.